For nearly 3 months, David had been working every extra shift he could find. By day, he stocked shelves at a grocery store. At night, he cleaned office buildings after everyone had gone home. He barely slept, his hands were rough from constant work, and his back ached every morning. But every time exhaustion crept in, he remembered the same thing. His 12-year-old son, Ethan. One afternoon after school, Ethan came home unusually quiet.
"Everything okay?" David asked.
Ethan hesitated before answering.
Everyone at school has these new basketball shoes. Coach said tryouts are next week, but mine are falling apart.
He looked down at the sneakers on his feet. The soles were peeling away, and one side was held together with gray duct tape.
I know they're expensive, Ethan said quickly. Forget I asked.
David smiled.
"Don't worry about it."
But inside, his heart sank. The shoes Ethan wanted cost almost $200. That was nearly a week's pay. Still, David quietly skipped buying lunch at work. He walked instead of taking the bus. He ignored his own worn-out boots that let rainwater seep through every time it stormed. Little by little, he saved every dollar. Finally, 3 months later, he stood inside the sporting goods store holding the bright red shoebox in his hands. He couldn't stop smiling.
"My boy is going to be so happy."
The cashier placed the box into a shopping bag, and David stepped outside into the freezing evening air. Snow had begun to fall. As he walked toward the bus stop, he noticed a little boy sitting beside the sidewalk with his mother. The child couldn't have been older than 8. His jacket was thin. His hands were bright red from the cold, and on his feet, nothing. No shoes, just torn socks soaked by the melting snow. The boy tried to smile at his mother.
"It's okay, Mom. My feet don't hurt anymore."
David froze. He looked down at the shopping bag in his hand, then back at the little boy. He imagined Ethan opening the gift. He imagined that same excitement disappearing if he came home empty-handed. His grip tightened around the bag. For nearly a minute, he stood there without moving. Finally, he walked toward them.
"Excuse me," he said softly.
The mother looked embarrassed.
"I'm sorry, sir. We're not asking for money."
David knelt beside the boy.
"What's your name?"
"Lucas."
David slowly opened the shopping bag. The little boy's eyes widened.
"These are for you."
The mother immediately shook her head.
"No, we can't take those."
"You can."
"But they're brand new.
"I know."
They're expensive."
David smiled.
"I think he needs them more than we do."
Lucas slipped them on. They fit perfectly. For the first time that evening, the boy laughed. It was the kind of laugh that came from someone who hadn't had many reasons to smile lately. David felt tears forming in his eyes. He wished Ethan could understand. Then he headed home, carrying nothing but the empty shopping bag. When Ethan saw him walk through the door, he looked around.
Dad, did something happen?
David sat beside him and quietly told him the whole story. When he finished, the room was silent. Ethan didn't speak for several seconds. Then he stood up, walked over, and hugged his father tighter than ever before.
You made the right choice.
The next morning, Ethan wore his old shoes to basketball tryouts. Some of the other kids laughed, but Coach noticed. After practice, he called Ethan over.
"I've been watching your attitude all week," he said. "You never complained. You encouraged everyone else, even when they teased you."
The coach reached into his office and pulled out a box.
"We keep donated equipment for kids who need it."
Inside was a brand new pair of basketball shoes, almost the exact pair Ethan had wanted. Months later, David learned that Lucas and his mother had gotten into stable housing after a local community group heard their story and stepped in to help. Sometimes, the greatest gifts aren't the ones we receive. They're the ones we're willing to give away. True kindness often requires sacrifice, but the good we give to others has a way of finding its way back to us.